After my first visit to the east side of the Okefenokee, I wondered what was on the west side. And one thing I've learned about the place is that the east side focuses on life in the swamp, while the west side focuses on the Suwannee River that begins in the swamp and flows from Georgia into Florida and ends over 300 miles later at the Gulf of Mexico. You can rent a boat to strike out on your own, or you can take one of the tour boats to view this amazing Blackwater River. Just like on the east side of the park, alligators are in full view, sunning themselves. Along with the occasional wildlife sighting. But touring the river is an amazing sight with tree shapes that almost resemble abstract art. Going deeper into the mangrove trees, you realize just how large the river is. And these turtles hanging out on a tree branch let you know that alligators are not the only sun lovers. And depending on how far you want to go on the river, you can find yourself drifting into the Stephen Foster State Park, which is a portion of the river that flows into Florida. It is exploring that can take up a whole day, or at least it did for me. But despite my desire for more sights and sounds, I realized the day was ending, and the further out you go, the longer it will take you to get back. So it was time to end my stay on the river. Once I made it back to the dock near the visitors center, it had been a full day, and I was pretty hungry. And this is where the van, and especially the kitchen cabinet, paid for itself. The cabinet allowed me to store away everything I needed, and I even made a spice rack that fit comfortably in the big drawer so it could be stored away and then pulled out to use while cooking. I'm not going to bore you with a full cooking sequence because anyone who knows me knows I'm a terrible cook. But a hamburger and cooked mushrooms sound like a wonderful evening meal. Even Sunny Girl seemed to agree, as she did her little stand-up routine to let me know it looked pretty good to her, too. And now that we'd gotten dinner out of the way, we were ready for some Agatha Christie murder mystery binge watching. I think Sunny Girl knows who the killer is. This went on well into the night until we finally decided we'd had enough murder and mayhem and that it was time to sleep. The next morning, as we were heading home and decided to take a rest stop break, I let Sunny Girl out to stretch her legs and do a little running around. Normally, she doesn't adjust to different situations well at all. But this time, she let me know she was learning to enjoy being on the road. And maybe, as she was headed back toward the van, she was ready for new adventures and a further build out of the van.